So I'm going to do a reading from a book that I'm almost done with, that I just wrote. So it's the first time I've done fiction, and it's really fiction. So good luck. So here we go. Book of Katherine, An Unexpected Life by K.E. Eastvold. Chapter 1, Unexpected. My life is not what I thought it would be. I suppose no one's is at my age. Do kids who grow up wanting to be a rocket scientist find themselves rocket scientists in adulthood? Do many young girls who want to be singers and dancers ever actually reach that dream? Or do things change? They certainly did for me. This week, my 500-year-old uncle told me he ate Kevin Hart's mother. Hart didn't take that very well. Try negotiating that one. But I did, and as you can imagine, it sure didn't start that well. Hart, wait, what did he say? Stefan, what? Hart, did he say he ate my mama? Stefan, what did I do? Hart, he ate my mama? Stefan, what did I do? He ate my mama. She was tasty. Then, of course, everyone wanted to know if Stefan ate their mamas. Oh, God. But somehow I did it. I stepped in and I did it. Despite Hart's constant chirping, Stefan's indignant roaring, and everyone else's sudden curiosity, I managed to get to the bottom of it all. Like a queen ruling over her court, albeit by her fingers off her cliff, I asked questions of each, halting one here, letting one go there, asking for more information again here until, bam, I finally discovered the truth. Stefan had not murdered Hart's mother after all. He'd simply eaten her post-mortem. By that point, there was almost an imperceptible sigh from the court, and everyone simply went to bed. I wanted to be a marine biologist when I grew up. This is the story of 1 week in my life. Somebody has got to tell it. Even though this week hasn't even happened yet, I can already tell you from 5 years of experience now on this new job of mine that it will be a story worth reading. In fact, if I wrote the story of one day, it would shock you. But someone has to tell the story, and it might as well be me. I'm the one locked up in a room. I'm the one leading the adventures. I'm the one saving you, and you don't even know it. So it might as well be me, because I'm the one running the show. Even though it wasn't my dream, it wasn't my passion, but it was my birthright. And I'm good at it, so it might as well be me. Chapter 2, Sunday, April 7th. The pain is not so bad today. It was beyond crippling this last week. I barely made it out of the house on Friday, and when we returned, I had several episodes. I hate episodes. They shake and rattle my body, and the pain is just as excruciating as being cut. In fact, being cut doesn't even hurt anymore. Shots, kids play. I used to have to look away. Now I don't even flinch. Yesterday's episodes were the aftermath of having dared to leave my home. My body simply cannot handle movement. But if I've learned anything in the last 10 years, it's that it's better to move than not. You know the phrasing, a body in motion should stay in motion? Boy, that's the truth. This morning was better, though. Much better. I'm finally having a good day. It must mean that once again, I saw the future. I was supposed to start writing today. Writing is hard. It takes 2 hands. Twitter's much easier. 140 characters, 1 hand, 1 finger, actually. I get quite a lot across. It may take hours, but hey, it's built for the disabled. What can I say? I'm incredibly grateful for it. I have changed the nation through it. Not that Twitter was on board with any of that, of course, but that's what I've got Claire for. Claire, oh gosh, you know her as that Homeland girl. Claire Danes. Watched the last season of Homeland, though. She was so busy, she ended up using her robot devil for half her scenes. But she didn't even tell us. She wanted to see if we'd catch it, which I did. I was the only one, though. I usually am when it comes to her stuff. She's just that good. But I still wish she'd asked first about replacing herself on the set with a freaking robot. It's super risky to our organization. But that's not Claire's style. I mean, let's be honest here. She pretty much forced her way into our organization anyway. Go ahead, ask around LA. If you know any insiders in Hollywood, they'll tell you, Claire, she's kind of a bully. Well, not kind of, she is. But when I first met Claire, she was the kind of bully that would just do both lines in a reading during a casting for a role. Now she's trying to bully me into building new civilizations on planets I don't want her to touch. How did she go from going from one to another? Well, when Claire forced her way into our secret, and I do mean secret, organization, I channeled that bullying into a whole new Claire. I asked my boss what she was made for, as I always do, and he simply said, have her fix the tube. The tube is our healing machine. It's light years beyond the technology outsiders have to live with. You've seen something like it in the movie Elysium with Matt Damon. He takes a little girl up into the stars, puts her in a tube, and heals her. It's exactly like that. If you think about it, it's really not all that shocking that our tube exists. Have you noticed? The healthcare industry doesn't produce any new products that fix this anymore, do they? Oh no, they stopped that exactly 30 years ago, right around the time the wage gap started. It was started by one of the organizations I fight. I don't like them very much. And have you noticed? Nothing new since microwaves, developed 50 years ago. Oh, the science came along right around 89, but the giants shut it down, and humanity hasn't had any new technology except for phones. That's it. In fact, they're pushing technology backwards on purpose so that things break and they make money. So much for the tube in humanity's future. Don't you bet on it. Sigh. I write about all this, the organization that I fight, the stats, the data, the press, the slums they create, all of it. I write about it all on my YouTube and Twitter accounts. But don't follow my Twitter if you don't like hearing the truth. It hurts to hear, I know. But at least you're finally free, and those who want to hear can join the fight and fight back. And a lot of people have, actually. Through my one-finger typing, albeit. I finally coined them a phrase a few months ago because they had simply grown so big and done so much, and I call them freedom fighters. Now that I get out once in a while, I actually run into freedom fighters on the street. All ages and ranges and sexes. Their faces are youthful and invigorated, but they are not the faces I ever see on the TV or media today. There truly is a hidden America out there, and I mourn that they are hidden. And I am glad that we have found each other, and have found who is trying to wound us all so deeply. They say that knowing is half the battle, and I've seen the projects they've begun online, knowing what they know now, and I've been blown away. One of them is in a wheelchair, no legs. He's created a nationwide movement from a wheelchair from just one of my videos, and it's really all him. We are just so powerful, you know? So powerful in our own right. Like Claire. Scary, scary Claire. So she was tasked with fixing the tube. Why? Well, the man who invented the tube over 50 years had passed away before I became the leader of this organization. Then a glowing man and his stupid minions tried to kill Kyle and Tot on one of the islands we own, and wouldn't you know it, the tube was there, blown up just like that, leaving us with no tube, and I had to heal everyone, and dang it, I wasn't allowed to do that very often, and it was my first year in office. We needed it fixed. And then the boss says, have Claire do it. And she did. The girl who blew me away in Shakespeare in Love just took a look at it and fixed it. Just like that. Well, she took it to pieces first, but come on, how'd she even know to do that? The boss is good. He did make us after all, knit us in the womb and all that stuff, so I shouldn't be surprised, but I often am. Or maybe I'm just in wonder. Either way, when Claire Danes fixed that tube, yeah, I was surprised, but grateful as heck. Now Claire has 5 tubes around the world, super improved, 3 times as fast with a ton of extra features. For example, you can get extras. The celebs love the facelifts. The men love the snorting fire. I don't understand any of it. But in the end, not everyone in our organization is allowed to use them. That's because they run on nuclear energy. Claire wanted to run them off humans, the ones we've had to destroy. But don't worry. I put a stop to that. I didn't say she was perfect. Let's just say I negotiate with Claire a lot too. Certain producers in Hollywood are reading this right now, and they're nodding along knowing exactly what I go through. Well, maybe not exactly what I go through, but that's only because Claire's in her true medium now. She's, how shall we say, expanded. But I hope you at least liked her dress at the Met Gala. Didn't you find it at least a little suspicious Zach Posen couldn't describe his invention or even replicate it again despite all the demand? You know everyone wanted that dress. Heck, it was on all the late night shows afterwards. That's Claire and her amazing brain. But don't you worry, Claire doesn't mind others getting the credit. Last year, she even turned in a massive motorcycle in Europe that won awards. It came in out of the blue, a design everyone's tried to make for years that no one could, but she did. Look it up. It's a gorgeous gold circular rimmed bike with no spokes in the wheels, just wheeling circles. Man, did it turn all the motor junkies' heads. She was smart. She made sure her team did a making of video that looked fantastic to cover her tracks. I would have killed her otherwise. But you can be damn sure Claire designed it. She just wanted the win. She's so odd that way. Again, Hollywood directors understand. A little. A genius is just a genius. It's so difficult to hold them back.